Hello, I'm John Bachman. Welcome to Newsmax Health. We're talking about medical devices and whether or not they are dangerous. Tens of millions of Americans live with artificial joints, surgical mesh, heart defibrillators, and other medical devices. We assume they've been tested for safety, but in most cases, they are not. Here with Newsmax Health today to discuss this is Dr. Erica Schwartz. She's a leading national wellness expert. Well, Dr. Schwartz, let's talk about these medical devices. We have recently seen news stories about the failures of hip replacements. The FDA requires safety and effectiveness testing for new drugs. Now, should they have the same standards as other medical devices?
Well, actually, they should have higher standards, and the Consumer Report has looked at this, and I actually see patients in my office every day with problems secondary to implanted devices like the mesh coming out of areas that it shouldn't be talked about. But the thing is that unfortunately the FDA has no rules that require serious, rigorous testing. They actually grandfather them in their equipment that, like pacemakers, which, yeah, indeed, they save lives, but on the other hand, they may hurt. The same thing with the hips that we've heard about a lot, the hip replacements and the mesh, and they're just grandfathered in. They do not require any special testing or any special safety requirements. So we're really kind of, again, on our own to figure out what's best for us.
And when you're on your own, if you need a hip replacement, if you need some kind of medical mesh, what do you do and where do you go to get the information you need?
Well, first of all, everybody goes to the internet, and the information on the internet is kind of skewed because on one hand, you're going to get information that's pro, so you have to look as to who's sponsoring the particular information. If it is information like the information we're developing, that we're giving people, which is purely as an advocacy to help people understand, then that's better. Consumer Reports is excellent. What we're doing is excellent. The thing is that you want to really look at the FDA and know that they're not really watching out for you. So because of that, you got to work with the right doctors and you want to work with the right hospitals. So we're actually trying to implement a registry for implantable devices, whether it be a hip or a replacement or a heart, So we're looking to establish a national registry that people know exactly what the name of the manufacturer and the number of the particular instrument that was implanted. Let's say if it's a heart pacemaker, or if it is a type of mesh that is introduced, or the type of hip replacement. So people need that information. So before you allow anybody to put anything in you, make sure you have the information of where it came from, who made it, what the number of the particular piece of equipment is, and make sure that your doctor is on your side rather than on the special interest side.
Well, there are constantly emerging developments with these types of devices. Is it difficult for doctors? They're concerned about the patient's health. Is it difficult for doctors to keep up with all this new information?
It's difficult for the doctors only if they don't care about you. And unfortunately, most doctors don't care about you. What happens is they get really busy and they forget to stay on top of what's going on. If you go to the cutting edge doctors who really work for you, then you're going to get the right information. Otherwise, you're best off not getting the device. You're best off not having the device than having a device that's going to malfunction. On the other hand, if you need the device, find the doctors who are the ones who represent your best interests.
All right, very good. Excellent advice from patient advocate and health and wellness expert, Dr. Erica Schwartz. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.